So, today I'm going to talk a bit about a problem that I've had last few, I'm going to say months. So, first up, I find it hard to trust people now. And why is that? Well, whenever I commission someone to do work for me, like say, I need a new avatar or something done with it, I find it really hard to trust people to actually do that work without just taking the money and running now. This has not only been a problem for me, but I'm sure it's other people as well. And if it isn't just avatar work, it's actually like physical things like fursuits, stuff like that. I've had endless problems where people have either half done work or they take just way longer than the agreed upon time, or the time they just never seem to, have any kind of deadlines or anything. So it can just be up in the air as to how long it takes. Which, at this point, it's kind of one of those cases of they're just starting another project and my one's just gets left out. And when I try to ask for, hey, is there any update to this, or is there some reason why you haven't been working on it, etc., etc., and then they never get back to you. Even though clearly they're posting stuff on their socials, showing that they're making stuff and they're doing progress on other people's things that they've paid for, that other people have paid for, and yet, why is that happening? Like, what's going on there? I can understand if there was like some kind of delay, but without any communication, it's very unclear as to what's happening. I have to spend so much time trying to communicate and trying to, figure out what's going on. It causes me stress. It causes me issues, to say it simply. And it means that it makes it hard for me to live my life, and I pay, I try to find makers and creators who are genuinely interested in making things. And yeah, and I feel like I just get robbed or taken advantage of in that case, and I just want to be able to buy something that I, know this person 100%, they're going to try their best to do that work, and if not, they're either going to refund me or redo it or something like that. At least try and be, somewhat serious about running a business. I know I am. If I mess up, I try to either give back the money if possible, or at least try and redo the object that they wanted for them. I honestly, I've been dealing with this problem now for months, not only with these two different things. I did make a page on Blue Sky about the person who did avatar work for me, but never finished it, and then just constantly stalled on doing some basic work with adding a tail to one of my avatars, only for them to just never finish it, and when I asked for my money back, they stalled again. So it gets into one of those cases. I really don't want to ever have to do that with someone locally over here, because I just don't want to. I'm not going to say who it is or what it is. If you know, please just keep it to yourself. But one of the makers over here who makes fursuits, yeah, I honestly just want to be able to get something made and have some kind of agreed upon time from now on. So I think before any money is ever exchanged from anyone's hands, I don't care if it's a close friend or anyone, there's an agreed upon time allocation for this work to be done by. Likewise, if it's something large, I expect it to take maybe a year at most, depending on what it is and how complex. For something like smaller things, just let's just say some random pair of like hand paws or feet paws or something, I expect at least a month to at least on the smaller scale 2 to 3 weeks. Given that I've paid a large amount of cash, straight to them, or I've paid enough for them to get the materials and work and do that work, and then once they've got the object done and show me proof that they've actually done what they're supposed to, and that they haven't used inferior materials for that work, then I'll pay the other half. That way it also covers for the shipping costs up front on that secondary charge. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing moving forwards, with both avatar work and with fursuits in general. Let's put it simply, I'm just fed up with dealing with this sort of stuff. I just want to be able to get what I pay for, not feel like I'm getting ripped off or getting taken advantage of, or feel like it just takes forever for something that I know for a fact for a lot of other fursuit makers, I'm not saying all, but a lot of other fursuit makers seem to be able to accomplish these goals within the allocated time that it would take. I just want to be able to get my stuff done. I want to be able to not have to stress and worry about things months and months and months of time that I, do. And it feels like I can't trust anyone when it comes to money. And it stresses me, and I don't want to. So, moving forward, I'm going to have a bit of a stricter policy for anyone who that I work with, or find, someone that I can now to trust. And this goes even for close friends that I've known for a long time now. Because I don't want to make enemies. I don't want to have to cut people off. I just want to be able to have fun. And this is just moving forwards. This is just a line in the sand. This is just as it is. This is me being as serious and as professional as I can be with running a YouTube channel, being a furry, and being a creator. I don't want to have to make a big deal out of things where possible. I don't want to have to, make buyable wares. And I feel the bestest way doing that is by making it so that half is paid up front for the material cost and the other half is paid up afterwards in an agreed upon price prior to this for it. So that there isn't any misconceptions, it's all written down, it's all agreed upon prior to anything even being purchased. So, yeah, that's it. I wanted to make this a public video as something to hopefully help others who've had similar issues to talk about it, to speak about it, and to try and find a good bit of middle ground for everything. It's up to you how you go about it. It's just, this is how I think is best for something to get done. I know some fursuit makers out there might not like the idea of this, but I am very burned on my trust. So that's the bestest way I've thought of that I could do it. Anyways, I think that's about all my rambling. I don't want anyone to feel upset. I just want to say this so that people understand where I come from. Anyways, you all have an okay day, and I'll see you around.